Yo, 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 welcome back to the fifth round. Myself, always Steven Musteris. And man, UFC 273 was just such a fucking blast. It was one of the, I don't want to sound like super crazy here. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think right now off the top of my head. I mean, there have been better fight cards, most likely, at least more stacked fight cards, but like, I guess we just did have UFC England not too long ago. But for a pay-per-view, um, that was one of more exciting fight cards that I've been a part of, and I wasn't a part of it, but to get to watch and to really get to see and like as a fan be a part of, because I mean Jesus Lord, I know it was top heavy, but every fight from top to bottom was a phenomenal fight, other than the one I'm about to break down, Volkanovski and the Korean Zombie. Um, I mean I know I just broke down playing armchair matchmaker, quarterback, whatever you want to call it. For what, all the winners and losers so far. And I mean, I broke down Hamza and Gilbert Burns. I broke down Jan and Sterling. So now, it's time to break down this one, the main event. And I called it to a T. It was the only one I actually got right. I got all three winners right, luckily. But I thought Hamza was going to finish Burns in the second round. And I thought Sterling was going to finish Jan in the second round, which I have video evidence of it. So I'm not trying to suck myself here. But like, and I was pretty fucking close to it because second round of Sterling and Jan, when he had the back, I was like, oh, buddy. So, but no, this one, I called fourth round TKO. I didn't think it was going to be as dominant as what we watched because Volkanovski put on a fucking clinic. And it was weird because I was sitting there watching I always watch post-fight interviews and the press conference, I should say, when I love watching Dana's, first 20 minutes he always puts on there because he's always the first guy to come out. And I don't know. It was just weird for me because he's sitting there talking, oh, I think Volkanovski really showed that he's the most dominant, fighter in the division and all this. And I'm just sitting there like, are we forgetting that Max Holloway's been putting those type of performances on? I know if we're talking about recency bias and shit, I know him and Yair Rodriguez had a very tough fight. It was one of the only, other than Volkanovski, it's the toughest fight Holloway's been in a while. So, because I mean, the last one I think we saw was Dustin Poirier, which I thought was an amazing fight, but that was years ago at this rate. But I don't know, like Max has been dominant, man. What he did against Brian Ortega, which Ortega gave Volkanovski a way better fight than what Ortega gave Holloway, which I know, I get it. Ortega, it was a little more seasoned and whatnot now, so he's going to be a better fighter. I get that, but I know matchups make everything. Styles make matchups, so. I was very impressed with Volkanovski, clearly, at the end of the day. You could have made an argument. I mean, I know he dropped him in the first round, and I mean, probably wouldn't call that, but second, third, fourth round, there's an argument that you could end those fights anytime. Herb Dean could have stepped in at any time, especially at the end of that third round, which I kind of thought might have happened. But, Herb Dean, smart decision, letting that go like 30 seconds in that fourth round. And just seeing Volkanovski just lay it on him. It was really impressive. Very impressive showing. I think 99.9% of the world thought Volkanovski was going to win. And I definitely, unless you're the Korean Zombies coaches or maybe his family, that's probably the 0.01% out there of MMA fans that thought he would win. But, there is a threat usually in that first two rounds. And I know in the third round he came out really strong, but it ended up being the downfall of him. So, I don't know. It was a great performance by Volkanovski. I would like to sit here and say that the Korean Zombie even has another matchup out there, but I know we're talking, or I shouldn't say we are, but there's a lot of the media members and a lot of people tweeting that know, Korea or Korean, and sorry if I'm fucking that up, sorry, but that knew the translator between Joe Rogan and the Korean Zombie wasn't quite honest, and it was more of the Korean Zombie saying, hey, like, I don't think I can be a champion anymore. Like, actually, I know I can't be a champion anymore. And I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a retirement out of him. He takes a lot of damage in all of his fights, and I don't know who you're gonna have him fight. You know what I'm saying? He's already fought everybody. I guess the Max Holloway fight would be cool, but Max clearly is gonna go on and fight Volkanovski, and that should be the fight to make. I don't know. It's just tough, man. Just really tough because Korean Zombies had such an amazing career, and now, he lost super bad against Jose Aldo, lost super bad against Volkanovski Saturday, so I don't know. Shouts out to him though. Amazing career. I would not be mad at him for hanging it up. I know it's tough because the competitor in you and everything wants to fight or wants to keep going. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, any sport. It might not even be a sport. Anything that's competitive, like if you still have that competitive nature in you, it's going to be tough to give it up. But I don't know. I think his will was taken on Saturday night, which I think we all kind of knew it would be. But especially as again dominated like that. So, but this is the tough part because then we go with Volkanovski. It was definitely like we were talking about. I was thinking this is definitely a huge legacy moment for him, legacy fight, which it was. It was a huge fight for him. And I don't know. It's just tough because we're sitting here now. It's like there's nobody else for the fight. It's got to be Max Holloway. That was who was supposed to be this fight. Max has done everything he possibly can to keep in mind that, like, hey, I'm still going to keep coming out here and keep winning. And he's just always putting the performances on. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty cut and clear, dry cut and clear there. It's like, hey, like, it's Max Holloway, Volkanovski, and I can't wait for that fight to happen. If they don't go in that route, it better be because Volkanovski decided to move up or something because there's no other way. The only other fight that I'd even want to see for Volkanovski before he moves up or even lets it go is I would love to see him go against Cejudo just to let Cejudo kind of get that chance, even though I think Volkanovski would destroy him because I think this is finally where we'd see the size difference would really make it all. But yeah, Holloway, Volkanovski all day. Fight 3. Let's go. Trilogy. Let's get it. So this has been the 5th round. Stephen Musteris as always. UFC 273 was a classic. It's going to go down as one of the greatest ones in recent memory, I should say, for just the hype level and everything. And honestly, still Volkanovski and Korean Zombie fight was still really good, but you got to see Gilbert Burns and Hamzat put on a fucking clinic, and then Sterling and Jan was such a good fight, so it was a little different, but you guys have a good one.